2 days ago it was my birthday and I turned the ripe old age of 44. So about 6 years ago, when I was 38-ish, I started experiencing perimenopause symptoms. I didn't know it was the perimenopause because nobody was really talking about it, but thankfully things have moved on a bit. So I noticed that my periods started going a little bit wonky. I started getting spots, and the worst and sort of more scary part of it was the mood swings, and I'd never experienced anything like that before. So I took myself off to the doctors and was incredibly lucky. I had a really good doctor that listened to me cry and explained everything and went through everything and assured me that I wasn't having a complete mental breakdown. Hello, my name's Hayley and these are 5 things I wish I knew about the perimenopause sooner. Number 1, age isn't everything. I first noticed changes in my body in my late 30s, and it's been in my early 40s that things have got progressively worse. One rather unhelpful conversation I had with the doctor was that I didn't need to worry about that sort of stuff until I was in my 50s. Thankfully, he wasn't the only doctor that I had the opportunity to speak to, so don't let anyone tell you that you're too young. Number 2, when people talk about irregular periods, they're not necessarily just talking about a few days late and a few days early. In January of last year, I had a period that lasted 3 weeks. 3 weeks of bleeding. That wasn't in the brochure. 3. The worst and scariest has been the mood swings. And it doesn't just put a strain on you, it puts a strain on the people around you as well. But I do feel I have turned a corner with it. There is nothing wrong with me. There is a chemical imbalance inside my body, and my brain is trying to attach emotional reasoning to that. It's not real. I'm okay. Number 4, you'll hear people talking about night sweats, hot flushes, hot flashes, which I do experience, but right now, far worse than that is feeling cold. It's like the inside of my body is pure ice and the cold is radiating outwards. So I have electric blankets and jumpers all over the house. And number 5, skin changes. I've never really had problem skin, even as a teenager, and nobody in the 90s was wearing sun cream. But I've developed dry patches around my nose and my hairline, acne on my jawline and my chin. And as collagen production decreases by 30% during menopause, it means your skin loses elasticity and firmness. So, 4 weeks ago, WILDMINT sent me their 5-step skin kit. Illuminating Citrus Cleanse, Purifying Antioxidant Toner, Youth Boost Refining Serum, Marula Magic Face Oil. So first impressions, I love perfumed products and this all smells amazing. I feel like I'm in a spa when I'm using this, and it has this bright citrus kick which is perfect first thing in the morning and really sets you up for the rest of the day. Every element feels light, soothing and healing. Having a skincare routine with products I enjoy using and ingredients like hyaluronic acid that can treat dryness and improve the appearance of fine lines has been a massive part of learning how to enjoy, accept and love myself again. So we're almost 4 weeks since I started making this video, and I've used this facial kit twice a day, every day, and I've stopped using all of the skincare products. And this is the last step in the routine, the Smooth Boost Multivitamin Hydrating Moisturiser. But before I get into this, I just want to show you how the other products have held up. So the cleanser and the toner, as you can see, I have clearly made a bit of a dent in there, but we have got at least 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months out of the cleanser and the toner, which is really good. And something that sort of surprised me about the cleanser, I normally use a foaming cleanser, and this is not foaming, and that was a bit weird to begin with because it's something that I'm used to, but this feels much more moisturising, and I've never used a cleanser before that made me feel moisturised while I was cleansing my skin. So that was different but nice. And the toner I just love using. Like in the middle of the day before I go and get my son from school, I just like and it's so refreshing. The only thing I don't like is the fact that they're glass bottles and I am clumsy as, and I have dropped it already and it survived. But that's a me problem. The serum I have made quite a dent in. I've just sort of gone straight in the middle, so there is plenty of product around the sides. If I was to hazard a guess, I'd say this would probably last me another 2 months, I think. So maybe 3 months out of this, 6 months out of the cleanser and the toner. Now, the facial oil I have kind of battered quite a bit. We're like over halfway now. I need to point out I have been quite heavy-handed with this. When I use this, I go all over my face, all down my neck and my chest. For some reason, this little bit where my sort of neck joins my chest always looks a bit sort of dry and creasy, and I found that the oil has been really good for that. So I do put quite a lot on, but that's what works for me. And I have been genuinely surprised at how much I've enjoyed using a facial oil, because I used one a long time ago and I just wasn't keen at all. It felt oily on my skin, and this does not feel oily and it soaks in really quickly. And what I've found when using the oil and then the moisturiser, which I can't see now because I've taken my glasses off, Smooth Boost Multivitamin Hydrating Moisturiser. Again, not a massive dent. I think this is probably like the cleanser and the toner. I think I could easily get a solid 6 months out of this. But something that I have really liked about the combination of using the oil and then the moisturiser is how it has affected my skin in, frankly, this quite rubbish weather. So, you know, out walking the dog with a freezing, frosty wind blowing in your face is not very pleasant. But this oil and moisturiser has held up really well. And even when I've been walking the dog, I've sort of touched my face and it still feels soft and hydrated. And the difference between hydrating and moisturising is something I think I've sort of struggled with, and I don't think people always explain it necessarily well. But when my skin feels moisturised, it's like I've put something on top of my skin and it's got rid of the dryness. But the hydrating is something that comes from the inside out, like I'm giving my skin a drink, if that makes sense. So the combination of the oil and the moisturiser has really helped with that. And it's only January, so there is still another month of this weather to go. Which did bring me onto my sort of next thought, was as much as I love this skincare routine, is it something that's only going to appeal to me in the winter? Because in the summer I'm not going to want this heavy a skincare routine. But I have looked on their website and they do an SPF. I'm willing to try it, so that's something else I can look at going forward. The only other thought that I had was about the moisturiser and the sort of perfumes of the products overall, which I love, but are more wake up in the morning, get going. And I do prefer something in an evening that's a bit more, you know, put me to sleep, calming, relaxing. And again, I went on their website and it was like they were taking the thoughts out of my mind, because there is a lavender moisturiser as well. Again, not tried it, don't know, but so far I'm finding it hard to pick up something that I really don't like. And investing in a skincare brand can feel like a risk. But what I love is that WILDMINT offer a 60-day money-back guarantee. If the products aren't right for you, they'll refund you and you can keep the products. Also, top tip when you're doing your skincare, rub everything into your hands, your fingernails, your cuticles, and then your hands will sparkle too. So where are you on your perimenopause, menopause journey? Has anything I've said resonated? Do you feel less alone? People hate on the internet, but I have found so much community through doing videos like this and chatting to people in the comments, trading horror stories. But I do hope you have enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!